Hello, everyone. This is Gwendolyn Bork, president of Focus for our community unity and support the Lancaster Depew Addiction Prevention Coalition. Welcome to our addiction prevention education series, Addiction Prevention 101. Today, we're going to be talking about assessment. So if you've been following this channel for, the past year or so, you're going to notice that we follow a very specific model. It's called the Strategic Prevention Framework Model. And in this actual model, it outlines how to create community level change. And this is a federally approved model. Our federal office for alcohol and drug abuse and use, substance use and mental health office actually uses it. They're called SAMHSA. And we know that based on the research and based on data-driven strategies, this is an effective way to create community level change. So go back another video in other videos if you have not seen what that strategic prevention framework model actually is. But today, what I'd like to do, it's just kind of like as we're talking about, what assessment is, we need to understand that, there's you have to have data in order to assess a situation, in order to plan and implement programs and evaluate those, right? So let's just get to, I was going to go to our website. Where is it at? Okay. So on our website, I would say, let's probably start there, right? If you were to go to search our research, you're going to see that this prevention needs assessment and Clyde surveys. These are like federally approved surveys that all coalitions across the whole United States take. It has to have these 4 core measures that help us understand what kind of substances our youth ages, from 8th to 12th grade are using on a monthly basis. What are their perceptions around it? What are their friends, parents' perceptions? Their mental health, key indicators and things like that. That's called quantitative data, which means quantity. It's a lot of quantity, but you take that then, and then you kind of drill down even deeper by qualifying that data and getting qualitative data. The qualitative data comes from things like key informant interviews and focus groups. This particular focus group that we did back in June really is a phenomenal report. And I would suggest anybody who's interested to know what is happening with our youth in general, really, because we're no different than, the rest of the country since COVID. But this particular report was specific and written by us with an evaluator to have an idea on what the students were actually feeling and facing as COVID started, in the midst of it, or sort of present day, we'll call it, and then in the future. And on that specific report, you're going to see the table of contents, the certain findings, the themes that we found, recommendations, courses of action. But actually on that report, it drilled down to the fact that, youth were able to use social media like never before to get access to marijuana. And people were just driving around while the kids were virtual and just dropping them off at their house, right? So I want to talk about marijuana today. We did a lot of research before it was technically legalized on a recreational or non-medical level here in New York. And we were really set against it because of the effect that it had to do on, or the effect that it was going to have on the youth specifically. Medical marijuana was already legal, it was already put in place. So the people that could use that at, ages 21 and over to support them, there's no doubt there's medical support for that. But we just knew that there were high risks at stake if we were to go ahead and do that. Our community in particular, we surveyed our parents, our educators, everyone in the community, including the youth, and they all, the predominance, so the majority of the community actually wanted to opt out of having dispensaries or, these types of shops like in their community. The Depew and Lancaster communities are at the moment in a place where they are in, they're not out. And now we have like a bunch of, pot shops popping up all over the place. So I guess I just want to I want to address it. Like when we talked about assessment, we had already assessed. We already knew the certain rate or level and percentage of kids, 8th, 10th, and 12th grade students that were already smoking marijuana, doing edibles, dabbing, blah, blah, blah. So we already knew that data. We knew based off of our focus groups where they were getting it and how they were getting it, right? So the question is then, I guess at this point, what are we going to do like moving forward when there's a lot of brokenness, unfortunately, in the system, right? So and again, this is just these are going to be some things I'm just going to highlight, and we'll let you assess on your own level, but let's talk about it. Let's just assess what's happening I'm going to bring up a couple of reports, and then you can let me know, what you think. But basically, you know what, let's start in where were we? I think we should go. Let's go here. I kind of went down the rabbit hole. Okay. It was this one right here. Green Vision Wellness in the news. Cheektowaga police went in gangbusters to Green Vision Wellness, and oh no, I can't read that report. Okay. So anyway, they went in and they tried to throw some tickets out and things for selling marijuana, but the reality is this particular store wasn't selling marijuana, they were gifting it. So according to the state law, you can gift marijuana. You can give it to whoever you want, as long as you're not selling it. So now what the shops have done to get around that is to sell stickers. So now they call them sticker shops. They sell stickers, they sell t-shirts, stuff like that. So let's just read let's see, where's this from? Channel 7 News. Cheektowaga police raid smoke shop, owner accused of gifting cannabis with sticker purchase. Okay, and that's right, they were accused of that. But you know what? It's not illegal. There is no law in the new laws that say that is not possible. So what are you going to do about it? Let's take a look, see if we get some audio on this.
Smoke shop seizing thousands of individually wrapped edibles, drinks, and pills. Police say they also recovered 1,800 packages of marijuana. The drug bust taking place earlier this month at the Green Vision Wellness Shake-In Days. That's in a plaza on French Road. But now the Erie County District Attorney is saying what happened at this smoke shop is technically legal. My colleague Ashley Rowe, live in Cheektowaga tonight, breaking this all down for us. Ashley.
The Erie County District Attorney and the business owner's attorney, who argues police made an unlawful seizure. What's happening is people are purchasing stickers and then being gifted cannabis in return. It's happening in practices all over the state, but the Cheektowaga police chief tells me he won't stand for it.
Our society doesn't accept this. This isn't a safe way to sell a drug, and it shouldn't be going on, and we're going to try to stop it.
Boxes of Trips Ahoy cannabis-laced cookies, Love Savers, and 15 pounds of individually wrapped marijuana. Cheektowaga police seized all of this on February 4th during a raid of Shake-In Days Green Vision Wellness.
And how many bags would you say there were of these?
Thousands.
Thousands of bags.
The raid happened after police received a tip that the smoke shop was capitalizing on a popular practice across the state, selling customers stickers and then gifting them cannabis products with that sticker purchase.
The undercover detective went in, spoke with a salesperson who instructed him on, what different products were available, how much different products cost, and the undercover detective was able to purchase some cannabis products.
Chief Brian Gould says the sales clerk wrote down the cannabis product the detective wanted on the back of a sticker, and then when it came time to check out, the clerk behind the glass dropped all that product into a slot labeled gift.
So to me, that's a sale.
That clerk, 27-year-old Nicholas Hooper of Rochester, was arrested and charged with unlawful sale of cannabis or concentrated cannabis, a violation.
If I'm a good defense lawyer, I'm going to walk into court, obviously, and say, Judge, This isn't a sale. This is a gift.
Erie County District Attorney John Flynn will not be prosecuting this sale charge, instead leaving it to a town prosecutor. He says a legal loophole allows for this practice of sticker purchasing and cannabis gifting.
It's clearly a scam. There's no doubt in my mind about that. All right. The question from my standpoint is, what am I going to do about this?
Flynn will be prosecuting the case against Shake and Days owner David Zale, who's charged with criminal possession of cannabis and possession of a forged instrument. The latter charge because police say Zale was putting fake prescription labels on packaging to make it look like medical marijuana.
How many people were coming in and out of that store while your detectives were in there undercover buying?
Our operation took place around noon on a Friday afternoon. The traffic was just.
Okay, let's get back to it. The very Erie County DA, District Attorney Flynn said it's completely legal. Is it a scam? Yes, but they're smart, right? So, and then meanwhile, they're throwing stickers on products that aren't medical marijuana. Who knows where they're getting all that stuff from? And the reality is, the whole reason why the state wanted to do this on a recreational level was to have people file for permits, right, and licenses to become an actual dispensary. Then they could track, the registered, field house, the grower who's growing it through the state, who's also registered. They're going to have a special number, right, special code that's going to get sent. They're going to measure too, like how potent it is and stuff like that. So you'll know not where it's grown, how potent it is. It's going to go to the dispensaries in whatever form that you want it as, and then it can all be tracked and sold, and everything's measured, and how how many grams and THC is and this and that, right? Well, that was the point, right? But let's look again. Let's just see how many people are actually who's selling it. So let's do that one. They were supposed to be issuing licenses in the end of 2020, the fall of 2023. Okay. The Office of Cannabis Management. Let's take a little look-see by county. All right. So we're looking in this column for Erie County. Okay. What do we got? MedMen, medical marijuana. New York, Canna, medical marijuana. Let's see. Back up. Erie. I get this again, Erie County, PharmaCann, medical marijuana. All these places listed in Erie County, there's only 2 pages. This is all medical marijuana. So now I guess what's happening is there's reports saying that there's like billions of pounds of medical marijuana and recreational marijuana from these farms, but there's nowhere to sell it. So guess what's going to keep happening? These shops are going to keep bringing in whatever product they want from wherever they want, completely unregulated, not traced whatsoever. We don't know where it's coming from. It could be laced with fentanyl for all we know. And it's going to be sold to anybody and whoever. And do you have to be 21 years old to buy a sticker from a pot shop? No. So why would they even look at your license if you're buying a sticker? So who's to say an 18-year-old kid can't go walk in there, buy a sticker and get some weed as a gift, get some edibles as a gift, right? So I got nothing against, capitalism and everybody going out there and just having their way with their entrepreneurialism skills, right? I think that's everybody's right. But unfortunately, there's been a lot of balls that have been dropped, in my personal opinion. This is not an organizational thing as far as how this is going to roll out safely. So we do have, there are ways on a local level that you can get involved if you're looking to get interested. The zoning, local policy change is the only way to be able to tackle some of these minute issues that may not be a big problem for you as an adult, but could potentially turn into an adult if you're trying to hire people that could potentially be under 21 years old using marijuana from a local dispenser or local pot shop, sticker shop. I mean, you don't know where that stuff's coming from. So as parents out there, highly suggest you monitor your situation within your kids, make sure that they understand that even these pot shops aren't necessarily safe. They're not regulated. They are throwing stickers on, they're buying stuff from wherever. And it's no different than going to east side, south side, west side, Cheektowaga, Buffalo, North Tonawanda, wherever your local pot shop, dealer is, not a pot shop, but a dealer, it's no different than going there. Everybody's got a chain of command. Everybody gets it from wherever they get it, and you never really know what you're getting. So unfortunately, fentanyl is being mixed with a lot of these pot products, and you just don't know. Unfortunately, the good way would have been that law was written a lot better to prevent this from happening, because unfortunately now you got the good guys out there, these good guys that are trying to get their marijuana license, that are playing the politic game, that are, doing everything the right way, jumping through all the hoops, following the laws by the red letter, and they can't even get licenses to even compete with these guys who are just slinging it hand over fist through over their counters. So it's just, to me, kind of sad. Again, for all you out there that make money off of this, and that's a legitimate business, you are not breaking the law technically. It's just, it's just an unfortunate situation for us on a local level to try to regulate, get it out of the hands of our kids. And for adults, you want to take chances on products you have no idea where they're coming from. That's fully up to you, right? Unfortunately, doesn't give us a lot of room to help protect our kids. So for, those that are out there trying to get their licenses and doing it the right way, fight the good fight and keep pushing, man, because, we're going to need more of you out there. I just hope that you're going to be able to gain some of that market cap back once you do get your license, because these guys have been going full blown, man, now for over a year, and you're playing catch up, The last comment that I do want to make is, when it comes to the local laws and policies, one thing that some towns have done, have really figured in, the local stuff. So what do we got? We've got Rochester, this happened across the state, right? City businesses gifting weed could be deemed nuisances under new bill. So this was in spring of 2022 when Rochester tried to tackle this, and the city council is set to vote on a bill that would allow the city to issue so-called nuisance points to businesses selling cannabis without a license. So the measure, which was introduced by Mayor Evans, is to go before the council, is basically specifically meant to curb businesses engaged in gifting weed, a tactic that typically involves a business giving away a small amount of cannabis with a sale of an overpriced item like a sticker or a t-shirt. So there we go. We've got another option right out there. But the nuisance law previously, so let's see where it says. The city has long assessed nuisance points to businesses that are hotspots for illicit activity, such as illegal liquor sales or prostitution. A location racking up more than 18 points in a year or 12 in 6 months is deemed a public nuisance and can be shuttered for a year. So the nuisance law previously allowed for businesses linked to the criminal sale of marijuana to be assessed 10 points. But the provision was negated by the state law that legalized the recreation use of cannabis. The bill before council would effectively restore the city's ability to take action. So I should keep digging into that, because I'm curious as to see what happened. And this is from, where is this being reported from? News and Opinions. So whatever that's from. But what does it say? New York lawmakers legalized adult use marijuana last year, but regulators have not established a licensing framework necessary for entrepreneurs to grow, distribute, and sell it above board. State Cannabis Control Board Chair Tremaine Wright has said licensing will not begin until early 2023. So we already know there's a huge business out there. Things are happening. Kids are resilient. Kids are pretty smart. And, I guess if it was at least, if you had to ID someone going into a pot shop, that would be a step, right? From a kid under 21 just walking in and grabbing whatever he wants. But again, it's not illegal for them to buy a sticker and then get gifted an edible and whatever. So it's interesting world that we live in here, guys. Just want to, point out some of the things that we've seen, some of the data we've collected on a local level. And hey, you do with it what you will. And if you want to get involved, with Focus, please contact us at forourcommunitytoday.org. My name is Gwendolyn Bork. I'm the president, and we look forward to engaging all members of our society in order to protect our kids, empower them, just give them the next best shot at life.